Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the San Antonio Soccer Roundtable. Guess what, guys? It's two guys again, but this time it's not me and Harry. It's me and Todd, or Todd and I. I think that's the proper way to say it. How you doing, Todd?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Good. Another day, another dollar, man. So hopefully we should get
closer to another home match.
Yeah. Hopefully we should get Harry and Scott here back soon and get the four of us again, man. Kind of miss those long episodes where all of us would start ranting.
Round table instead of just back and forth.
It's just like a face-to-face table, I guess. It's a date table, man. All right, let's get this show rolling. We got a couple of news. I guess we're gonna start off with some UPSL news, San Antonio area news. Again, last week, me and Harry spoke about this. The runners coming up and playing in the spring, but actually they made an announcement this week they're gonna start playing in the fall, man.
It's more matches. It's a good move. The fall season starts next month. Yeah, next month, September. Being that they're based on the college, you got your college kids returning, and what better time to do it when you actually have that audience on campus to see the matches, whereas the spring season runs into summer vacation. So you lose part of your built-in audience, and why not go for the fall season?
Yeah. What do you think about having four teams here locally? Do you think is that good for the soccer, or do you think that will affect the quality of play? Or
we discussed it a few weeks back. I don't think any of the teams are really going to have trouble finding talent. I see UTSA Roadrunners, picking from who their club teams are. They have a club team that plays on campus, and they're going to draw from that same talent pool.
Right.
Samba has a talent pool that they'll draw from. MAC has a talent pool they'll draw from. They're all kind of looking at different demographics, and they're going to draw from their players and their fans from those demographics. I think it's great for soccer in San Antonio.
Right. They're going to have each their own little area, I guess, covered in the area. And another late breaking news here. We just got word looking at the UPSL website that Austin is getting a team, man. Austin Real Cuauhtemoc. Another logo with a soccer ball, like you like them.
I love soccer ball logos. When half of your league has over half of your league has a soccer ball in their logo, you definitely know what that league is all about.
Soccer. Well, I mean, they're called a lot of these names have football clubs, so maybe they just want to make sure that the people know what kind of football it is.
That could be true.
It's with Samba, with Bernie Thunder, Mac FC, Runners FC, and now Austin. That's actually 5 teams coming here in the area. I guess in the right of proximity in the area. So that sets up I think very good for the teams because it's going to cost travel is going to cost less between them. And I think we also have these 2 Houston teams. It's not that far again. So we'll see how it's set up with the northern teams out in northern Dallas and those areas.
You're looking at the 5, between us and Austin, that's 5. So you're looking at 8 matches right there, which was what this season was. You have the team out in Round Rock, which, and then the 2 Houston teams. So you're looking at 5, 8, 14 game, 14 match season, and over half of them are within an hour. Over half are within an hour of here.
It's a day's trip. They don't have to spend on hotel and stuff like that. It's just go and come back.
That's great. Home and away. You don't even have to leave San Antonio, and you're going to see 8 matches.
Yeah.
And that's only if you're picking one team to follow. If you want to follow Samba the whole time, you don't leave the city and you're seeing, 6 matches.
I think that's a lot. That's what would you say that that's the biggest cost for these lower league where they struggle more with travel? Like we're seeing it right now with Inocentes trying to recall some funds for their championship trip on a GoFundMe. Yeah. So I think that's the majority where their money goes to in travel, man, especially if they have to travel long distances.
Yeah, especially at this level. You know, no offense to the crowds, but Samba was drawing 200, 250. Mm-hmm. There was no entry fee. It was paid for parking, but it was a city-owned facility. So how much did Samba actually get out of that, you know, $6 for parking? So, and other than that, you have to pay the refs. Mm-hmm. You have to pay, which usually falls on the home team. You have to rent the facility. And I don't know what kind of deals these clubs are getting. And then I don't know if the deal was different during the spring season when no one else was really using the facility because, you know, Samba plays at a high school facility. Right. School wasn't in. Any money was better money. But now they're going to be competing against the high schools that use that facility. So I don't know how that changes the lease agreements and how that's going to affect the schedules and stuff like that.
The times, that's very interesting, yeah, because when football comes around, they're probably have to work around the schedules for the high school football.
Right.
So that's a little bit of UPSL news. I believe all of these teams are now currently or going to start doing tryouts. So stay up to date. If anybody of you guys are interested in doing tryouts, these teams, look up their Twitter, look up their Facebook. They're always mentioning it. And I mean, you know, if you think you've got what it takes and just wanting that shot, this could be something for you that you're interested. You know, just because you're not playing right now at a high division club, like an MLS, which academy or whatever, doesn't mean you don't have the talent. Maybe you just haven't gotten the right chance. And this is one step that could help you reach your goal if you're taking soccer career interesting. So this is amazing. This is amazing for all the guys, not just one team, not just two, potential 5 in the area. So I think this is a big positive for the soccer community in the area.
And obviously we'll retweet any, you know, tryout announcements that we, you know, get a hold of, and you know, let's just have a great fall season. You know, follow these kids. So I'm really looking forward to the next couple months. Should
be a lot of fun, man. A lot of soccer in the area if you guys are interested. And let's move on to the USL, man. Big news out of foosball. Is that how you pronounce it? Foosball Cincinnati. Foosball. Yeah, the Dutch pronunciation. A USL team in Cincinnati, as every if you're aware of them, if you're not aware of them, they purchased an MLS, a high-quality MLS player. Is that correct?
They actually purchased him, though.
Right.
Now they got an amazing player.
Right.
And I guess you can kind of say they got him on credit because they're using their MLS allocation money, which no one really understands anyways.
No, it's a mess, yeah.
Which I'm all for. They're going to be an MLS team. You know what? But you shouldn't be able to – for me, you shouldn't be able to play him on your USL squad if you're signing him with money from a league that you actually haven't played in yet.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It's a weird – so I guess the general thing – so it's – FC Cincinnati is 2 parts. One, the MLS club that's going to start playing next year, and one, the current USL club. That's correct? Would you say?
They're the same club.
They're the same club, but
yeah. So they're the same club, but they're in the USL this year.
So they got Adi out of Portland Timbers, a great striker. I believe he's, if not one, he's number 2 on the Timbers all-time scoring list. So they got him, and they bought him with money or allocation money that they're going to be Portland is not going to receive that money until next year or until the end of this current MLS season. So it's basically like here you go, an IOU. Get back to me once the season is over, and we'll pay you for this player. Now, I've heard a lot of rumors that they're probably going to loan him out to another MLS club. A lot there's been saying that Montreal is interested in him. Do you think that's okay? Besides him, they purchased another player out of where was he? Out of San Jose.
Yeah, I don't. San Jose, yeah.
San Jose. I think they purchased him out, or is he a
Earthquakes?
Yeah, Earthquakes. Yeah. So they purchased him, and then today they purchased a defender, I believe, out of somewhere from Europe.
Yep,
so,
I saw that one too.
So I think it's smart of them trying to build up their team for the MLS season little by little. We saw that Minnesota waited till the very end, kind of, and they had a bad start to their season. So, but it's just these are loopholes, man. They're not breaking any laws. They're not breaking any rules.
No, there's no rule against it.
Mm-mm.
But again, it's the whole letter of the law, spirit of the law.
Fair play, would you say?
It just leaves a bad taste.
Yeah.
It's great to be signing these players. It makes sense for Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
It builds the hype when you got a good player that people know. It gets them excited. Cincinnati, to me, is a crowd that really doesn't care about their team that they have now because it was all about MLS. They don't realize that, to me, San Antonio has been linked to MLS in some form or another.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, if they go MLS, it's not going to be this San Antonio team. You're not going to get these players that you've grown to love, that you've watched on the field, that have come over and shook your hand. Minnesota kept 3 when they moved up.
Mm-hmm.
3. So if you're really a fan of Cincinnati, FCC Cincinnati, shouldn't you have some loyalty to those players that have played for you for the last 3 seasons? And they're willing to, the fans are willing to throw all that away for MLS and a couple big signings. And I'd rather have that community club where, I got emails today from players,
Mm-hmm.
You're
invested, and when you're invested with them, they kind of that's what I like about USL. The more I get to know, even lower NPSL and Laredo, and you have your experience in Detroit, man. It's like on a one-on-one basis, man. It's not like any other go to a Spurs game. You're not gonna get that treatment with that player, So sometimes
not at all.
You talk to them often every game, and at the end, man, they start knowing you by name. So that's amazing. Are we salty that Cincinnati's doing it like the rest of the USL is salty, you think? Just because they were able to pull it off? I mean, no other team besides Nashville can do a move like that with the allocation money?
Right.
So
I'm sure, like I said, it's not against there's no rule that prohibits it.
Mm-hmm.
So they did what they could do. But again, I think it's against the spirit of the competition.
Right.
And that's just
it's weird. It leaves a bad taste in your mouth. But I mean, like we said, they're not breaking any rules. So all we can do is hopefully they don't win the USL Cup.
To me, if they win, it has that asterisk on it.
Yeah.
To me, if they win, it should have that asterisk on it.
Yeah.
But if anyone from New York City Football Club, is listening, you want to loan us back some Ibiaga, I promise I'll pay you for him later.
Yeah, we'll pay him when we'll have one of the sponsors pay him next. We'll do a GoFundMe or something and pay him next season. So that's a little bit USL news. Another one. How about Chattanooga? Chattanooga coming up with. I know you're gonna have a big talk about this. So USL and Chattanooga they're getting a team now. It's gonna be the D3 team. Is that what I hear?
D3.
Are they affiliated with the current Chattanooga?
Nope. A businessman from Utah purchased the rights to the territory of Chattanooga for USL D3.
Not even a local guy, man. Not even a guy in the state. In the area.
And I got asked, I was tweeting about it earlier, and I got asked, why can't you have more than one team in an area? I spent a couple years in London, when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
I am all for multiple teams in an area.
Right.
That's great. It builds the competition. It builds your fan base. It builds soccer.
We're going to have it in San Antonio in the UPSL.
Right. The problem I have with it, though, is in other countries, when you have 20 teams in London, each one has a shot to compete against the other, by working their way up.
Mm-hmm.
The system we have here, it limits Chattanooga FC, the existing team that draws better than half of the USL D2.
They draw very well, yeah.
They're stuck at their current limit because of the system that we play in. Now, yes, they could just move up. Not everyone has an owner worth $20 million, that is able to just fork out that, $7 million expansion fee or whatever to go to USL. It's another thing about the USL, United States Soccer Federation. It just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. You have an outside investor who is piggybacking off of the success of a homegrown team. A team started by local Chattanoogans. Mm-hmm. I guess that's
Chattanoogians.
Chattanoogians.
Yeah. Started from nothing, man.
Started for nothing, same situation Detroit faces with the MLS, Gilbert, Gores, that own the Pistons and the Cavaliers, and now the Fords who own the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Same situation. You have people that weren't interested until they saw a lower league team succeed.
Yeah. Because I bet you if they're not drawing those crowds, I don't think
no one would even look at it.
No, I don't think the USL is going in there.
You see Detroit City draw, 8,000 people yesterday on a Tuesday night, a rainy Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm.
8,000 people
for a friendly, not even a league match.
Yeah, of course people want, outside people want in on soccer.
Mm-hmm.
Chattanooga, for that one playoff match a couple years ago, holds the record. It was like 19,000 people in that stadium. So for, a D4 team.
Amateur. Are they amateur? Semi? Amateur, completely amateur. So basically the rundown is Chattanooga FC is an existing, what league they play in? NPSL?
NPSL.
They play in NPSL. They started from the ground up. A couple of local guys doing it. They slowly grew their fan base, years after hard work, putting in their hard-earned money, doing great business strategy to draw the crowds, and not just that. Also, that goes to show also the play on the field. Having a successful team is going to bring those crowds in.
They've won their conference 7 times, and they've been to like the finals 4 times. They haven't won it yet, but they've been a success on and off the pitch. And they're great. They're a community-minded club. They do a lot with charities in the area. Their supporter group does a lot with the charities. Their head guy for their supporter group was the one that started the Pride Raiser that raised the money during Pride Month, $50,000. It's a community club, and someone from outside of that community saw success and thinks that he can jump in and kind of hijack it.
So basically, this Chattanooga FC team, they're doing great. They're doing great. As they don't want to move. They love the way they are. They draw these big crowds. Some outside across the country guy sees an opportunity, buys the USL rights for the Chattanooga area to bring in another team, but that's going to play in the USL Division 3, and he's banking on drawing the crowds, already established crowd that these guys work hard for, and draw them to his team, just because it's USL D3.
But it's D3, it's not like I don't even think D2 would steal their crowd.
I'd be because they already invested. You already invested. It's like another team comes into San Antonio and they try to draw in the fan base already. I don't know. It's fishy. I think that's. I thought of USL. Their standards are a little bit higher, man. I wouldn't think they try to do this. Now, I don't blame the league. Maybe it's just that guy that's trying to do this, that's being greedy and doing it. I don't know. I don't like it. I think it's bad for the game. I think it's bad for for soccer in the USA, man. You're having these low division teams, homegrown teams, trying to put them out of business. That's basically it. Trying to put them out of business,
Yeah.
and keeping the business for himself.
And then to top it off, in the news this week, the NPSL wants to open a longer season, NPSL Pro. You have the United States Soccer Federation saying that they can't try to prevent them from using the word pro because it wouldn't be sanctioned by the USSF. They're definitely trying to shut down anything that could compete against the now triumvirate of MLS, USL, and USL D3.
Yeah, man, I don't know. A lot of us like to talk about pro rel, and this, what they're trying to do is maybe a step towards that, and having longer season, because NPL season is, if you make the playoffs and if you go into the championship game, what's 3 months only? 2 months, 3 months?
The championship is this week, so beginning of May,
June, July, August, 3 months.
3 months.
So them trying to extend it and have more soccer. I don't see what the federation is thinking.
Yeah, the federation's stated mission is to grow the game. That's the totality of the game, not grow, 3 leagues.
Your favorite kids.
You shouldn't be picking and choosing. the lower leagues make up a majority of the teams and players that play the game in this country. Shouldn't they have a voice? Shouldn't they have a seat, at least an equal seat at the table? And it's just, I don't know. I don't get how you can say somebody can't use the word pro because they're not aligning with what if you pay if you pay the players, you're pro. Professional gets paid. But you can't use NPSL Pro because why?
I don't know. It's gonna make them look professional.
But then again, to the people at the NPSL, who cares what you call the league? Does it really? NPSL Premier.
So one.
Just give us a longer season. Let us see the Laredo Heats and the Chattanooga FC and the Detroit City FC for 6 months instead of 3. I don't care what you call it. Yeah,
I think that would be a positive in the whole bigger picture of lower league soccer and giving the players more time to play. Now, I don't know if that would affect because I know a lot of these teams are supplied by college players, so I don't know if that would making a longer season would affect them. But I mean, that's something they have to figure it out.
If you're going pro, you couldn't rely on the college players anymore.
Yeah.
Because the way you couldn't rely on NCAA college players because the way their rules work, if one person is paid on the club,
right?
Even if you're not the one paid, if you're getting college scholarships and stuff, you would not be. You would no longer be eligible.
Yeah. Well, that's that news for now. It's all a mess. But hopefully it all straightens out in Chattanooga and, FCC, Cincinnati, good luck to them. Let's move on to some more local news, SAFC-related news. Let's first cover the season ticket member event that you went out to, man. Tell us a little bit about that. How did that go?
Last night, San Antonio FC had any of the season ticket members that wanted to attend out to the AT&T Center, Rock and Brews, for a player meet and greet. It was a good time. It was a little unorganized. I thought they could have done a couple things better, but you got to have an autograph session with all the players, dollar beers, and everyone loves dollar beers. They had food on site. The players were good, talked to us. They were walking around the concourse after the autograph session, taking pictures with people. It's just one of the benefits of being a season ticket member. Being able to go to every match is great for being a season ticket holder. Getting a scarf is great. Getting your Rafa bobblehead, is great. But getting to actually meet, hang out, and talk to the players and coaches at an event like this, it can't be beat. And And I did manage to get my poster and my scarf signed by all 24 players that were in attendance.
So you were able to get all the players, because there's some people that weren't able. You were telling me that it was I didn't get to go. You were telling me that it was like 4 to 5 players on different tables, and each table had a different line you had to get in instead of just one long.
Yeah, it was in the concourse of the AT&T Center, and they had 6 tables, 4 players per table, and each table had a different line. So, you had to move. You got autographs from one table, and then you had to go stand in another line instead of maybe just having all 24 players in a line
and just move
and
like
then one line and just walk. Have everyone walk down the line.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a lot of people I heard that didn't get all 24. Me and then a couple Mission City people, Paul and Wesley, we were the last person in the last line for our, we had one table to go, and we were the last 3 people that were allowed in that line before they cut it off.
So you just missed the cutoff.
We just made it to get all 24.
Oh man. So this is something neat, man, because like we were saying right now, you get more of a one-on-one personal treatment with the players, be able to talk to them. Just did you talk to anybody in specific, or? You
didn't want to hold up the line.
Right.
So, you said a couple things to a couple of the players and stuff like that during the autograph session.
Right. As they were signing your stuff.
Yeah. And then, like I said, they were walking around afterwards. Some of them were walking around afterwards, and you could say a little bit more. Or, I had a chance to talk to Coach Powell before. Just nothing in specific, but just he was walking around before the autograph session. So you got to talk with him. But yeah, you can't beat the one-on-one, even outside of an event like this. We're both 118. We know that there's been players over at some of our members' houses for barbecues or FIFA video game tournaments and stuff like that. And you're not going to get that at a higher level.
No.
You wish for MLS all you want, but I'm sorry, I'll take slightly lower play. And it's not even always slightly lower play. It's younger, less experienced players.
Yeah.
Because don't tell me Sebastian Ibiaga last year wasn't playing up to MLS standards, because if he wasn't, he wouldn't have been signed this year.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to stay in USL.
What did any announcements and anything? I saw a video somebody posted where Coach Powell was talking to the fans. It was just a general.
It was just general. There's no
general stuff.
They had some raffles, but no big announcements going forward.
So that was something cool. I know before they've done bowling and they've done ice skating after a Rampage game or something like that. So, but at those events, I believe they haven't had the whole team out there, and at this one, they did have all the players out there. So that's something neat.
They had everybody except for Sonny, who had an emergency earlier in the day and was unable to attend.
Okay.
So hopefully 24 out of the 25 rostered players at the event, and one that had, a legitimate
excuse. Yeah. And I also just wrapping this season ticket member event, they announced that the 2019 season tickets are now on sale if you want to take advantage, and maybe you're not a season ticket member and you want to be invited to these special events that only members get invited to. Also, I believe there's been several instances where season ticket members have been allowed first dibs on merchandise. So I mean that's something of a pro that you can see buying tickets for the season. And I'm like we said, buying your season ticket member only helps the club. Buying your season ticket helps the club big time.
And it's, you get, our Laguna tickets, Santos Laguna tickets were involved in it. Not only, if season ticket member, not only do you get your ticket to all the matches, what did we get this year? You got 4 gift vouchers to give, for extra tickets that you could give to somebody else or bring someone with you.
You got a scarf, you got a shirt.
You got the scarf, the shirt, the bobblehead. First, You get first dibs on playoff tickets and Open Cup tickets.
And I believe they do a payment system, like several payments. You don't have to pay the whole big whopping. If you talk to one of the members, I'm pretty sure they can give you more information on that.
I looked at it today,
Mm-hmm.
because, I got the email about the season tickets today, and they'll do a 5 payment. They'll break it into 5 for you,
Mm-hmm.
5 consecutive months. So, like in 118, you're talking for 5 months, the first of every month for 5 months, you're
Like $30.
$35.
Yeah, $35. Yeah.
Like that. So,
So it's, I mean, you can't beat it. It's something. If you're not one, look into it. If you're interested, you get all these special extras instead of just buying a game by game ticket, and it's practically comes out to the same, maybe even less when you add all the extras that you get.
Well, here's the thing. Tickets to 118 section.
Mm-hmm. They're 15.
They're $12 plus service. $12 through our link plus service fee.
But if you go to Ticketmaster, the 15 plus the services, so it comes out to like $19.
Right, and if season ticket, you're averaging 10.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, it's less than 10 because you also got the 4 ticket vouchers to give away.
Yep.
Or bring going with you.
Plus the stuff that they give you for free. So I mean, it's a deal if you look at it that way.
Wasn't the first Open Cup match included too?
The first round of the Open Cup is included if we play at home. Yes.
So now you're talking 19 tickets plus the 4 vouchers.
Yep.
So $8 a ticket.
You can't beat it. You cannot beat it, man. So that was a cool event. Shout out to the club for hosting that event. Any word on any other stuff coming up soon? No.
That's the only event I know.
Okay.
But doesn't mean it's the last one.
Yeah. So just keep an eye on that, and guys, if you sign up, man, sign up. It's a great deal. Now that's off the field stuff. Let's move on to on the field stuff. SAFC, man, 3-game win streak. Last time when me and Harry did the episode, we talked about the previous game the last game we had talked about was the RSL game with that Cheno goal and that Charlie Ward goal. So let's jump into the Colorado game, man. Again, I haven't been able to go out to several games in this streak here. So maybe it's me. Maybe it's since I stopped going, they started winning. Did you notice that?
You should just stay at home then. I noticed you were missing, but I didn't realize that the streak started when you. Yeah,
I started as soon as I haven't been able to go to games. They start winning. So Colorado match, 1-0 win. What you think of that game? You were out there.
That was a good game. It was a hard-fought game. It was the kind of game, that I like. They didn't call every little bump and, like they do sometimes.
It was scrappy out there, man.
It was scrappy. It wasn't a red card. If AJ's listening, which I know he does, it wasn't a red card. Harry disagrees with me, and Kyle disagrees with me, but no.
You're gonna have a lot of not hate, but a lot of stuff thrown to you because a lot of people do think it was a red card, man. Why do you say it wasn't?
I thought it was a good hard play. I grew up in a different era of soccer. You know what I mean?
You're not in the Neymar era.
That could be it. The 80s, late 70s, early 80s. Yes, I'm old. It was a different game. And there was no malicious intent. He wasn't leading with the spikes. I don't think it turned out to be a little late. What he was making, he was going for the play. If you stop players from going for the ball, and that's what the one thing. Oh, he was a little high. Well, the guy was kicking the ball.
It was up, yeah.
Rolling on the ground, but it wasn't like overly high. It was shins.
Do you think a lot of the people have been saying that the excuse for AJ is that he wasn't getting calls during the game? They were frustrated. He was a little bit frustrated. Do you think that might have played a little bit into it, just going extra hard because of that?
I doubt it even crossed his mind at the time. You're in the moment. You're going for the ball. You're trying to make a play. You're down. You're going for the play. And yes, maybe within the current rules of the game, it might have been deemed a serious foul play, which I disagree with. I don't think it's a 2-game suspension. But
Did you hear? Did the crowd start booing by any chance, or no? I was watching it on TV after that.
I didn't think so. I don't think there was a little bit of a uproar, but it wasn't much.
Yeah.
And when it's you're playing at pace, you don't have the option of seeing it at the replay when you're there. I can see why the ref called it. I disagree, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
And it technically doesn't affect San Antonio anymore. So
yeah. So
still love you, AJ.
So shout out to AJ. So how about that goal for Murphy, man? It was coming off that actually the person in this foul, King.
That's a good goal. Who was actually credited with the goal?
Oh,
Murphy?
Murphy, Kyle Murphy, yeah.
Was he credited with the goal?
Yeah. I looked it up. Yeah, he was.
So we played great. We played hard. I don't find it any bit of a coincidence that I've been saying all year long, put balls into the box and you'll get results. And the last couple of weeks, guess what? We've been putting balls in that box and we've gotten results. You're not going to win games if you're shooting everything from outside the 18.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen very often.
That game was the Colorado game was coming off the us beating Real Monarchs, the number 1 team in the West, arguably the number 1 team in the league. So I mean, having those at the time, having those 2 games back-to-back wins, it was something positive. And then going into the OKC game, having the history with OKC, none always being ties. A lot of people weren't playing at OKC. A lot of people were hoping that a tie for the best, but actually San Antonio was able to come back from a 1-0, being down 1-0 early, and come back with a 2-1 win. Who was it? There was a penalty called on Connor, and then Mikey converted the goal.
The goal.
Yeah, and then Guzman. It was another ball in the box, like you're saying.
Ball in the box.
Who was that? Was it Cochran the one that put it in there?
Was it Cochran or was it Murphy?
I'm not sure. I gotta go back and check. But it was a ball in the box, and Guzman converts in the 80th. Was it 82nd? 83rd? Yeah. So it's kind of late out there, but I mean, it was enough for San Antonio to hold off the win, and that gave us the 3rd win in a row, man. 9 points in 3 games.
Like I said, you put the ball in the box and good things kind of happen. One thing leading up to that match that really bothered me, because you saw the tweets from the USL and they made it sound, can San Antonio get their first victory? They made it sound like OKC has dominated this series. They only beat us once, technically.
And penalties.
They beat us in 2016. But that was their only true victory, because the playoff, it was a draw. They advanced on penalties. It doesn't go down as a win. So it's not like San Antonio was dominated by OKC for the last 3 years. It's been an even series. And that really bothered me. And even afterwards, it was like, oh, San Antonio finally got over the hump and beat them. And it's like, we've drawn 7 times, 6 in a row. Come on.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's they're making a good little run here, man. 3 games, 9 points. They're now up to 8th place, I believe. 8th place.
8th place.
And
but they're only like a point or 2 behind 6th.
And all the other teams above have at least 1 game, if some have 2 games in hand. So, so I mean, there's chance that at the end, once all the games even out, we could move up to 6th, maybe 5th place.
Now coming up though, we have the Galaxy this weekend, which they're a bottom dweller, and we have Sounders too after that, which they're a bottom dweller. Hopefully we can walk out of these 2 matches with another 6 points.
Yep.
After that, we have a string of matches against teams that are ahead of us. Phoenix Rising on the 22nd, Swope Park on the 25th, I believe. And then the Rising again 2 weeks later, Real Monarchs again. We face Real Monarchs. We face Swope Park twice. The Timbers, who, like I said, they're ahead of us. It's gonna be tough string of matches.
It's gonna be tough, but at the same time, I think it's the guys have to show what they're made of.
We also we're either facing bottom dwellers or quality teams. We face Sounders 2 twice. We face the Toros twice. We got the Galaxy Los Dos coming up. We need to take those matches because the matches against the Real Monarchs and the Swope Parks and the Phoenix Rising are going to be tough points to earn.
Yep.
But we're back in the hunt. The 9 points helped us out. It let us vault. And it got us, like I said, we're 1 or 2 points away from 6. So if we can get if we can get the results in these next 2 or 3 matches, it's going to be a big help going into that Real Monarch and Phoenix Rising.
Yeah. The top 2 teams in the West coming up. So, I mean, the guys have, if they really want a contend for a playoff spot, I think this is a time where they, put their big boy pants on and show that, that they have what it takes to make the playoffs. They have what it takes to go on a good run and earn those points, like you say. It's not going to be easy. They're going to have to earn every single point, even if it's a tie, if it's a win. You're going to have to earn it. But it's doable. I mean, we beat Real Monarchs. Phoenix, just lost to Real Monarchs really badly. So they might be kind of on a slump there. So, I mean, it's doable.
I'll take the draw against Phoenix. I'll take the draw in the next match against Real Monarchs. But I can't say, I'd be happy with the draw against Sounders 2 or the Galaxy.
Yeah, those have to be 3 points.
Because when we drew the Galaxy at the beginning of the season, it was heartbreaking because it was a team that we should have beat.
Yep. So out of this little run, 3 win, hopefully we can continue it to a 4 or 5 win streak. What I've seen is the midfield has been solid with Lopez and Ward, several games.
That has looked so good. And
it's consistent, not moving players around that are playing good right now. We've complained about the rotations, but now it looks like, Pau is sticking to with this midfield. And I've always thought that the midfield is what makes the team go. If you have no midfield, you have no team, you have no transition between defense and offense, or vice versa. So Lopez and Ward, man, it's been a great pairing. Ward is a great pickup.
He's an exciting pickup. He's been playing great, and he's looked really good next to Lopez. And Lopez scored the other day. It was a penalty, but they gave it to him.
Yep.
And you're getting assists and goals out of Ward and Murphy when he's been in, and I like the lineup that they've been putting out. I'd tweak it here or there, but I can't complain about the results. And my tweaks, I don't think would really. They're like for like. I know I'm big on Bruce, but I don't think Bruce is better than Guzman. I just like Bruce's style of play better. But Guzman, since he's returned, has been more mobile and not standing in that center spot waiting for something to come.
He's got a couple of goals, so he's on a little bit of a hot streak also. So I know in the beginning of the season, remember when Lopez was in that hot streak and then he was benched all of a sudden because what was it? Because of a card accumulation or red card or something like that.
You got the red card, the 2 yellows.
I hope Powell doesn't. And I think from there, that's where everything started on a kind of not a downhill spiral, but kind of up and downs where players were coming in and out, in and out. If these guys are hot right now, why not keep the same lineup every week until proven otherwise?
Yeah, to me, your line 9 out of your 11 should be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And those other 2, those are for those nagging injuries or the yellow cards, accumulation suspensions and stuff like that. But a vast majority of your lineup should be consistent because that's how you grow as a team is by playing together.
Yep.
And you can only get so much out of practice. Game speed is completely different than practice.
Mm-hmm.
And the last couple matches, that midfield and that defense have been consistent, and we're getting the results.
Yep.
How
about what do you think of Bryant, man?
I've said it before. I've been impressed with Bryant every time he has been on the pitch.
Yeah.
I understand why he's not getting the ton of playing time. I do understand, 16 growing.
Mm-hmm.
But every time he's taken the field, he's looked good and he's contributed.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily on things that show up on the stat sheet, with the goals and the assists, but his play's been indispensable when he's been on there.
The flow of play, yeah. He's smart. You don't see him making a lot of mistakes that you'd expect a young player to do. He's very consistent. He's makes the good passes, makes the right passes. He's not trying to do too much.
His field vision is phenomenal,
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen it plenty of times where he can just thread the ball through, a pair of defenders and get it to where it needs to go, or pick out the man, even, the guy that's running up behind him,
Mm-hmm.
to put that ball in the spot where that player is going to get to the ball before anybody else does.
Yeah. I'm very impressed with that. His vision, his a lot of times when you put young players in, you either get 2 things. They shy away from it because it's a bigger stage, because they're playing against grown men, or they try to do too much and it doesn't work out. But I think Brian has that. He's level-headed, and this goes back to the coaching, to the staff out there that are keeping them honest, and they're telling them, don't do too much. If sure, everybody wants to do the flashy play and stuff, but doing the flashy play doesn't always guarantee success. And I think
right.
I think he does everything the way it should be, and so far so good. Hopefully, continues to grow, man. And I hope we see him more of this, not just a little run right here.
And and for being so young, he's a popular player with the fans, but he hasn't let it go to his head.
Yep.
He stayed that level, and his maturity for only being 16, his maturity on the field as well as interacting with the fans and the spectators, is great. I hope we see him for the next few years. I would love to see this. We have a great looking core of younger players, with Bruce and Presley,
mm-hmm.
and Bryant, and you can even throw like Lopez, who's
he's early 20s, 25,
Ward, Gordon, I don't believe is that old. I think he's only like 25 too.
And there's only and you know what I'm starting to wonder, do we have more Bryant type caliber players in the ETP? I'm pretty sure
we don't hear that much about the ETP. Mm-hmm. We've gone to the academy itself, mm-hmm. and there's some good-looking players in the academy.
But those are like further future.
Yeah, but the academy and the ETP are different. Mm-hmm. Most of the ETP players, are players that have been spotted from like Eden Bryant was Classic Elite. Mm-hmm. So they were spotted outside of our development program and then brought in, 1 day a week
to train. Yeah.
So let's hope there's some more good players like that out there.
I'm pretty sure, man. I think just the opportunity has to arise. for them to come in. You know, right now. Mm-hmm.
I know I saw like somebody that was with Alex Bruce at
yes, at Houston, yes.
Academy. He's been out here training with us, so you know you're looking at another young player who's obviously talented enough to train with the USL club.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what comes of it, you know I don't know, but they're looking at people, you know, and you know that's a positive sign. They're looking at young players that have the chance to develop, you know, and grow, and hopefully grow with this club.
That's exciting. That's exciting to be able to bring in these young players and keep them for a couple of years before they move on. Because obviously, you know, having talented young players, they're gonna attract interest from bigger clubs, MLS clubs maybe, and they're probably gonna end up moving on. But for the meantime, man, it's exciting to be able to see that, you know, young good players.
It's definitely exciting because, you know, if you're Ethan Bryant, this isn't your end goal. If you're Alex Bruce, this isn't your end goal. You know, this is where you get spotted. You know, it'd be great if they said, you know what, hey, you know, this club gave me a chance. I'm staying here. But, you know, let's be realistic. And USL doesn't pay like MLS or, you know, even the English Championship. So, you know, but keep them while we can.
Enjoy them while we can.
To watch. Yeah, it's exciting to watch.
Yeah. So that's it for the San Antonio news, man. You know, like you said, we got a game coming up against the Galaxy on Saturday, and then I believe we're going on a 3-week away trip, and we won't come back to late August. So it's your last chance to catch San Antonio here in this month.
If you're a season ticket member and you're not going to make it, find somebody that can come out and put an ass in that seat.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Why let that ticket go to waste?
Well, what have you thought about that? Speaking of that, what have you thought about the attendance? It's been going down.
It's
been low.
I thought it's been low.
I don't know if it's because of
I know what they've announced, and I've known what I've seen, and they don't match up. But you pretty much see that with any league.
The ticket is sold.
Even the announced, you know, I don't see why we're only, you know, what was it, six something at the last match? Come on. You know, yes, it's hot. You live in Texas, people. It's always hot.
But you know what? I thought it contributed to the previous play of the team. You know, it wasn't. They were very down. They were in the 10th, 11th place. But now that they're making this run, it's getting excited. They're playing good now. So hopefully.
Here's the thing: when your club is playing down, that's when they need you to be there and be loud.
And those are the fans that are there. But not everybody's like that. We know that, honestly.
Every player will tell you. You know, every player will tell you if the crowd is hyped, it hypes them up. I've never heard a player say, you know what, I play better when it's quiet. And San Antonio's play even shows that. They play to the crowd. You know, they play worse when they're at the StubHub Center playing Galaxy 2 than when they're here playing in front of 6,000-7,000 people.
When they're at HEB Park and RGV playing against 20 people,
Right.
Shout out to RGV.
If you're an actual supporter of this club, get out there or give that ticket to someone that can make it. It's how it is. But yeah, I've said it since I came here, you know, a year ago. I don't see how we don't sell out that stadium, 8,000 seats consistently. You know, we're a city of 2 million people.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. That's been the question for at least this year for sure. I know.
And the seats that you consistently see empty that you know are season ticket members because they bought it in some package or corporate sponsorship. Give those seats away. Email them to me. I will give them away if you don't know anyone that wants to go because I know plenty of people that would attend that match. You know.
Yeah. So hopefully we get start getting bigger crowds out there and supporting the team that they're going on this win streak. I mean, winning always makes it better. Shout out to Harry. Shout out to Scott that they weren't able to join us today. Hopefully we can have the whole roundtable back here soon. Yeah, just stay tuned to our Twitter, guys. Stay tuned to the. Oh, one more thing. We have that Premier Fantasy League going on. So if you're not part of it, join it. I know. Well, what are we up to? Like 30 something people already.
It was 32 the other day, so.
So it's gonna be competitive. It's gonna be fun. If you like fantasy sports.
Said last week, we will find prizes. A prize for the win.
Yeah, for sure.
I love the New Jersey idea. You know, we'll chip in for that or something.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing. But yeah, download the Fantasy Premier League app on your phone. Register. The code for our league is on our pinned tweet.
Mm-hmm.
Pick your team. Get beat by me. The four of us are not eligible for any prize that we pick.
No.
It'll be for the listeners. Yeah, join. You know, it's all in good fun. You know, it's all in good fun. Some trash talk. You know,
some good banter. Yeah, going back and forth. Yeah. So
right.
I guess this has been good episode, Todd. Glad you could join me today, and we'll see you guys out there. We'll see you guys out there at the game. We'll see you guys next week on another episode of the San Antonio Soccer Roundtable. This has been fun. We are out. Peace.